Hi, everybody. I am Trey, one of your average film enjoyers, and I am here to tell you that you can win over $500 worth of movie stuff. So, if you're listening to this podcast, you're a huge movie fan. Obviously, you wouldn't be listening if you didn't love film like me and Jagger. And so, me and Jagger, along with three other content creators on TikTok, Film Gunch, who we've had on here, Wes, who we've had on here a couple times, and then one of our good friends, Real Takes, we are all joined together doing a giveaway currently. And how you join this giveaway is you go to each of our pages. We all have the giveaway video pinned, and you'll go on to that video. You'll give us all a follow. We each account is tagged in every video, and then comment down below. Tag five of your friends, and if you tag five different friends in all five different videos, then you can get up to 30 entries. 30 entries. You can get up to 30 entries. So, but you're like, Trey, well, you're telling me about this, but I don't even know what I can win. Well, I'll tell you what you can win. Real Takes is donating a 4K Harry Potter collection, Blu-ray James Bond collection, I believe a 4K collection of the Planet of the Apes films, and the first three John Wick movies in 4K. I'm donating 3 criterions of your choice, so whoever wins get to choose 3 criterions, and we'll mail those to you. Jagger, my co-host, is donating a bunch of international DVDs. Gunch is donating Don Hertzfeld and I can't remember the other guy's name. Well, the animated show. It's a very limited edition animated sketch comedy show. He has a bunch of steelbooks of all 3 seasons, so he's donating those. And then the biggest one, Wes, is donating a region-free Blu-ray player. So, if any of those items interest you, again, go to any of our TikTok pages. Go to me and Jagger's TikTok page, Trey the Film Noob, Jagger Film Reviews. We have the videos pinned on top of our pages, so go check them out. Follow the instructions. The giveaway ends when we are all 5 of us at 1,000 followers, and me and Jagger are the only ones that haven't hit 1,000 followers yet. So please help us get us there so we can give away all this movie merchandise. Now, let's get to the podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Average Film Enjoyer Hooptober, where we're talking about horror movies and Tobe Hooper. Today we're not talking about Tobe Hooper, we're talking about the mastermind of horror, Don Coscarelli, and his very strange Angus Scrimm starring movie, Phantasm, from 1979. So weird, feels like a fever dream, and it inspired a lot of stuff. Very unique, unlike anything you've ever seen before, and I totally recommend it. Trey, what do you think?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been a couple weeks since I've watched this, and it might go lower. My rating might go lower because I honestly can't remember that much from the film. I remember it being weird, and I remember that creepy old man, and his dope sphere with the little ching, and it hits you. That thing was sick as hell. But that's like all I remember. And a really good score. And a really good score.
If it's only been like a week and you don't remember a movie, then that means you didn't like it. And let me talk about that for a minute. This is not a movie that's going to be for everyone. It is so strange.
Yeah.
There's a part where there's smoke coming out of an ice cream truck that's in park, and it's just smoking for some reason. And there's this old dude walking across, and to sort of act it out, he's walking down the sidewalk, and then there's the smoke, and then he turns and looks at this 13-year-old kid and goes like this, boy, and then keeps walking.
Yeah, I remember that. That was weird, dude.
And there's a lot of parts of this movie where it's like, and this is the best way to explain it because this is what it is. You know how movies from overseas can get really weird?
Yeah. It's just like a different culture.
It's a different culture. So it seems strange to us.
Mm-hmm.
However, Italian horror is so fun, and I really recommend checking a lot of those movies out. They're great. But this is if you took an Italian, like a weird Italian horror movie, and you translated it to English, because that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And there was some kind of problem during its translation process, where now there's a magical sphere that flies through the air and turns your nose into, like, a tap of blood. There's a tall dude that gets into your dreams, and in the dream, he gets into this 13-year-old's dream. His entire house collapses around him, and you just see him, like, floating over the bed, going like this, going, yeah. And spoilers for Phantasm, even though it's not really a spoiler, because it happens, like, 7 more times through the rest of the movie. At the end, the old dude pops out of his closet and goes, boy! And then, like, pulls him, and that's the end of it. He doesn't have many lines, Angus Scrim, and he's so cool in this movie.
Yeah.
But the majority of his lines are either boy or sir. And it's just him loudly screaming while doing some kind of ominous look that consists of him going whilst doing it. He's always wearing, like, a tuxedo. He can shapeshift into women who, I guess, in this movie, for some reason, like, people find it normal to, like, have sex in a graveyard at, like, random times at night.
Yeah, dude. Who does that? You are fucking psycho if you're having sex in a graveyard during the middle of the night. That is crazy.
And it just gets weirder. Let me quickly explain. There's a few instances in this movie where you've seen The Room. You know Denny, and how there's that one part where he goes up and he's like, I just want to watch you guys. And Tommy goes, 2 is great, but 3's a crowd. You know?
Yeah, I remember that.
There's a lot of those moments in this movie, and no one asks any questions about anything. Like, there's the guy, he's, like, having sex on a tombstone, and he's, like, his pants are completely off. And then he pulls his pants up and runs into the bush, and his brother says, I'm sorry, I was just watching you guys. But there was this weird creature running around in a bush. And the guy, instead of saying, hey, why were you, my brother, 13 years old, 7 years younger than me, watching me have sex on a tombstone? Instead, he says, where's that creature? No questions get asked through this whole movie. And this movie is so violently 70s, and it's so funny. Like, there's, like, a 5-minute scene where it's 2 white dudes just on an acoustic guitar.
God, that felt so weird and random. Like, he just shows up and they're like, and I'm like, okay, I guess we're, like, playing Peter Frampton now. What the hell?
Yeah, and it's a lot like that 13-minute scene in They Live where it's just Roddy Piper and the guy just, like, fighting in the alleyway.
Oh, yeah, the fight scene that never ends.
They did that for a good while where it's just like, I mean, while we're at it, let's just throw in some more runtime with this thing that no one asked for, but you'll get enjoyment out of it, and it will show up in every single review of this movie. It's so weird and so bizarre and almost Lynchian.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about Lynchian, I want to quickly say, in Twin Peaks, a lot of it takes place in these endless hallways of red curtains and checkered floor. And it gives off that same vibe where it'll just be long sections of mortuary, where it'll have the doors with the morgue bodies and stuff. And I respect the atmosphere that this movie has. but it is so entirely ludicrous that you just can't help but love it. And I understand that it's not for everyone, but for the people that it is for, it's really for you. I have this at 4.5. Trey, you have it at 3, but you said you're gonna demote it.
Probably a little
Um,
bit.
yeah, which is understandable. But yeah, I do recommend this because if it is for you, then you'll love it, and I think you should check it out. So
Yeah.
give it a shot.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on Hooptober today. Tomorrow you can see our review of Maniac, which I'm excited to talk about. And we hope you have a spooky rest of your day.